Gene Blalock.
Hello.
I've wanted to pick your brain for quite some time.
Okay.
So, why Seraph?
I've always had even though I have no belief in them, I've had an odd attraction toward angels. And so at most religions, the head of the hierarchy of angels is always a seraphim, with the exception of one. So I figured if I'm an angel, it might as well be the top of the hierarchy. And so Seraph Films.
Who is your favorite fear maker?
I've always sort of adored Tim Burton, and that was where I fell in love with the macabre and the interesting things and the films that he did. Wes Craven, huge Wes Craven fan. I think he's really kind of always been at the forefront of horror and technology and pushing things but on super low budget indie levels. So.
As a fear maker yourself, do you think that you have a responsibility to make people question the world that we live in?
One thing that has always fascinated me about horror is being able to, the psychological side of it, take something that every human experiences and bring it out of the shadow, so to speak, and put it here for people to examine and look at. And whether you like horror or not, you at least get to face it, and perhaps things aren't as scary in real life as they may be otherwise. So that's
very good.
About shadows and angels.
Shadows, angels, betwixt killer.
Betwixt killers, yeah. So.
What can you tell me about that?
It's a little. Every year we end up hosting a short, an independent horror short film night. Usually the last Wednesday before Halloween, kind of to kick it off, to have other independent horror filmmakers come and show their short films. And the venue called us up this year and said, "You guys still want to host it this year?" And we said, "Yeah." We realized we've been so busy working on feature stuff that we had not planned on making a short film. So we called up a couple friends and said, "Can you get the script together? Remember that script we were talking about like last year? Do you think you can finish it up and we can shoot it?" But it's turned out to be a little bit more of a dark comedy than straight up horror. But
that's always fun.
Very David Lynching. So.
Very good. Well, I mean, comedy and horror is.
All our stuff always has this little strand of comedy that goes through the horror. And to me, I think a lot of the timings to tell a joke and the timings to scare someone kind of go hand in hand. If you don't do the punchline right in comedy, you don't get the laugh. If you don't do the scare right in horror, you don't get the fright.
What were your influences for Betwixt Killer?
Definitely David Lynch. My DP and I and the girl that wrote the script are huge David Lynch fans.
What are some of your favorite scares?
Well, I think the film that scared me the most when I first saw it, because I was so young, was the original Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, I didn't sleep for like 4 days after watching that film. We recently did a screening of it over at the studio and rewatched it, and we're like, wow, this is really 80s. It's really bad. But still, I've always, the characters that Wes Craven seemed to create. I'm not a big blood and gore. I don't mind blood and gore, but I think it has to be deserved with the psychological side of it. Things to me that scare me the most are the psychological side. That's why I've always been a big fan of Hitchcock, and I used to watch The Twilight Zone growing up and Outer Limits and things like that. I like the psychological side of it a little bit more than just coming at you with them.
Yeah, and you see that a lot with the Seraph Films visions and the house and.
Yeah, everything we do is kind of because of people involved. It's always, I don't know if it's directly straight up horror. It's definitely a little bit more quirky.
Has a bit of a thriller-esque type feel to it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
With visions, you played with demonic presence.
Yeah, we had talked about what type of film we had, we hadn't done within the horror genre before, and we hadn't really done a demon possession. I mean, I personally have no belief in afterlife or demons or any angels or any of that stuff, but we wanted to put a twist on it. So if you watch the film, it's not really, you find out that she's not really demon possessed.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Take him out of here, make sure he doesn't know where he is.
Wait a minute, isn't this just the back of your store?
But what are you gonna do? What have we here? Ooh, such sensitive material. When he comes looking for this, I'll be waiting for him.
You like what you see? Click my face to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Or if you want more information about our feature episode, join us at weareindiehorror.com. And always remember, keep the fear alive.